Hi, today we're doing an experiment comparing the disinfectant properties of bleach, dish soap, and Norwex. Now Norwex is a microfiber cloth woven with ionized silver. The claim is that the microfibers pick up all bacteria from a surface and don't allow it to cross-contaminate another surface. As the cloth dries, the ionized silver kills all the bacteria it's captured, essentially disinfecting itself. So today we have one Norwex Enviro cloth, 2 standard dish rags, bleach, dish soap, a ½ teaspoon and 16-ounce measuring cups, latex gloves, distilled water, 3 48-ounce containers, 10 sterile swabs, 10 sterile petri dishes, auger, and of course a microwave to prepare the auger.
Here I prepare the solidified auger by heating it in the microwave. Once it has been changed into liquid form, I will carefully pour it evenly into 10 petri dishes. I use latex gloves to try to avoid cross-contamination of the petri dishes. I then apply labels to the dishes and let it set, cooling to room temperature and letting it change back into a gel-like solid. I'm using raw chicken to contaminate my surfaces. I generously rub the raw chicken to ensure complete contamination. I then fill the 48-ounce containers with 32 ounces of water. The containers are labeled A, B, and C, corresponding to the area of the counter they are cleaning. Container C is warm water, used only for the Norwex cloth. Container B has ½ teaspoon of dish soap. Container A has a ½ teaspoon of bleach. This creates a 200 parts per million solution, which is allowable to be used on food preparation surfaces without rinsing. I then begin to sample the contaminated surfaces. I use distilled water to wet the sterile swabs so that it will pick up bacteria. Petri dishes A1, B1, and C1 have raw chicken contaminants. Dish D1 is a sample of a relatively clean counter. I then clean the counter with the respective solutions, changing gloves between each to avoid cross-contamination. I clean area D with the used Norwex cloth to test the cross-contamination of the Norwex cloth. I then resample the surfaces in dishes A2, B2, C2, and D2. I then sample the Norwex cloth itself in Petri dish N1. Petri dish N2 is used as a control with no sampling. After 24 hours, I checked the bacterial growth. There was significant growth from the samples taken from areas rubbed with raw chicken. The sample taken from the relatively clean area also showed bacterial growth, although not as much. These samples were taken after cleaning. The area cleaned with bleach showed no bacterial growth. The areas cleaned with dish soap and Norwex showed some growth, but it was significantly less than the samples taken from uncleaned surfaces. This is a sample taken from the Norwex cloth itself. The top of the dish is the sample taken in the video. The bottom is a sample taken 3 hours afterwards while the cloth was still damp. This final dish was a control with no sample taken. This was to ensure I correctly prepared my dishes without contamination. The conclusion is that although Norwex does not disinfect surfaces as well as bleach, it cleans as well as dish soap and does not transfer bacteria across surfaces.